What's up, horror fam?
You know what time it is.
And today we're talking the Pythian Castle. Let's get into this.
All right.
We are here. What's going on, horror fam? What's going on? And welcome to the Horror Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, Ryan. And with me, as always,
This guy.
JT.
What's up? What's up? I was getting ahead of the game there.
He's jumping ahead of me.
I was going to say, hopefully all you guys are enjoying your quarantine, staying safe.
Yes.
You see what we're doing.
Yeah, that's right, man. We,
Motherfucker, get away from me.
I told you.
6 feet.
I thought it said 6 inches, bro. I thought it said 6 inches.
Yeah.
No, man. What's up, guys? Welcome to our show. You know that we're always going to be putting out some good shit for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
We're here for it. And Breezy's not here with us. She's in the process of moving back to her house. She was staying with her parents down here. Now they're opening back up, I guess, so she's going back to work full time. So now she's moving back out to her place in Lebanon. So
Work it, girl.
work it. Anyways, let's get to the business first. If you're just watching this or listening to this on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you may be listening to it, check out our Facebook page if you haven't already checked it out, guys. Because tonight, this being Saturday night, we're recording this. We're doing a live show on our Facebook page.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking right. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for this.
And you guys won't even know until it's over.
Exactly. So get your ass over to our Facebook page. Check that shit out, damn it. Like and subscribe to that bitch. Follow us, guys. And come start a conversation. Join our Facebook group. We're highly active on our page.
Oh, yeah. We're on there all the time.
We're always talking to you guys. And like I said, the best thing about it is that, you know, we do a live show the last Saturday of the month. And that's one of my favorite things to do because we get to talk to you guys. You guys can come on there, ask us questions, whatever you want to do. We'll do Q&A for however long we have a big group of people in there talking and stuff. So
yeah, for sure.
check us out there, guys.
And there should be a lot of you in there tonight because everybody's stuck at home.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Also, you can peep the merch.
Yeah, peep the
Bam,
merch.
bam, bam.
Oh, wait. Sorry. I got a Jim Harold shirt on.
How dare you?
But hey, it came from the same place.
So, where'd that come from, JT?
It came from this place called teepublic.com. That's TEEPUBLIC.com.
And you can get your
Horror Chronicles swag.
Horror Chronicles shit there, guys.
Hell yeah.
I love this hoodie, man. It's super
Dude,
super
that
comfortable.
hoodie is nice, man. I want to get me one now.
They're so comfortable, man. I'm so glad I bought it. So yeah, guys, if you want to rep your horror fam, like you know you do, go buy TeePublic and check out our stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna put up some more stuff. We're working on some different stuff to put up there, design wise, and it's gonna keep on growing. And eventually, we're gonna be doing some, limited edition shit. Strictly that we are going to do ourselves, or that'll be on our Facebook page again, guys. You got to come over and check it out. And if you want to get a hold of us and you want to possibly get on the show, you can send us a message there, or you can send us a message at
Horror Chronicles Podcast at gmail.com.
That's right, guys. Hit up our email, man, and just let us know what's going on with you. And if you want to come on the show, we could probably get you on the show. And,
Definitely.
You know, it's just something, it's a good way to get a hold of us, and we want to hear your stories, so come check us out, guys.
And of course, you can always reach us through Facebook.
And don't forget, you can catch us where at Friday nights, JT?
CraniumRadio.com.
Cranium Radio.
We're on there every Friday night, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. Yeah.
Go check out the show, guys.
Pretty cool.
And that's the fucking business, bitches. So, like I said,
We just gave you the business.
Gave you the fucking business, bitches. Like I said at the beginning, guys, we are talking about the Pythian Castle tonight. It's kind of a cool spot for us.
Yeah, it's pretty close to home.
So, you know, it's cool for us to have there. But it's a pretty interesting little story. It's not very long. There's not very much to it. However, it's a nice story and it's close to us, so we want to tell it.
There has been a few things about it, but, you know,
Ghost Adventures went there.
Yes. And if you haven't seen that episode, it's actually a really good episode.
I just watched it.
Yeah,
not even a week ago.
It's actually pretty cool. But anyway, what we're talking about is Pythian Castle, and it is in Springfield, Missouri. Springfield's, 120 miles from us?
Yeah, it's right in Breezy's backyard.
Yeah. Breezy goes over and trollops through the courtyard of Pythian Castle all the time. No, not really. But its original name was the Pythian Home of Missouri. And if you don't know what a Pythian is, we're going to tell you about it. So this place was built in 1913. It opened in 1913. It was built from 1911 to 1913, and it finally opened. What this building was built for was a home for widows and orphans of there was a group called the Knights of The Pythias, and they were a fraternal group. They were actually, it's kind of interesting, they were the first fraternal group recognized by Congress. And that was back in, I think it was 1864.
Back in the fucking day.
Pops up to me. I've actually got that wrote down here somewhere.
But fuck it.
1864 was
Look at you.
So anyway, they opened this home. Like I said, it was a place for widows and orphans, and then they also used it as a meeting house and all this stuff. The Knights of the Pythias, they're like I said, they're a fraternal order, but they were a secret society, kind of like remember the movie Skulls?
Yes,
the Skulls. Yeah,
so like Skull and Bones,
kind of like that.
The real Skull and Bones.
They were really big into charity work and different things like that. It was kind of funny that some of the things that you had to go through to become a Knight of the Pythias, you could not be disabled in any way. If you were missing an arm or a leg, you were not going to become a Knight of the Pythias.
No, assholes.
They were very strict. You had to believe in a higher order or a higher power.
Yeah.
There were just a lot of, they had a lot of rules and stuff, and, they had a lot of weird,
touchy-feelies.
Eccentricities? I don't know. If your wife was here, she'd
she'd fucking make up some cool-ass words.
She'd make up a cool word. But anyway, a little bit about the building. This building was built to look like a castle. And if you haven't seen pictures of it, get online, check it out. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous building. It is a 3-story building. It's roughly 27,000 square feet. It was built from limestone that was cut from quarries here in Missouri.
Good old Missouri limestone.
Yes, sir. Like I said, built as a home for widows and orphans. And then the funny thing about this place is there's a lot of strangeness about it, but whenever they were looking for a place to build this, there were 7 different states that were vying for the chance to build this home for this organization, and the city of Springfield won out because they sold them a 53-acre lot for $1.
Hell yeah.
You can't beat that.
Shit, no.
Beat that. So they sold them this lot, and like I said, this place opened in 1913, and it served as a kingdom hall, really, for the Knights of the Pythias, until 1942. In 1942, the U.S. government took it over. Not specifically the Army took this place over. They bought the building for $29,000.
Damn.
And they used this building as a service club for the enlisted men, you know, in different storage facility and different things. And it remained part of the military for years.
What was it, POW?
In 1947, though, the VA created a 500-bed tuberculosis unit out of this place. So now it's become a hospital. So if you think there's not death in a tuberculosis ward,
oh shit,
you're mistaken.
Well, yeah,
because, you know, everybody was dying from that shit back then. It changed owners several times throughout the 80s and the 90s. In 2003, it was bought by a woman. Her name was Tamara, and I'm going to mess this name up, but I'm going to try it. Finociero?
Feel the naughty.
It's a strange name. But anyway, she bought this place in 2003 and started doing some rehab on it and was trying to get it back to its original pristine condition. You know, like a lot of people do. In October of 2009, it became part of the National Registry of Historic Places. Up to that point, they were thinking about tearing it down and making a parking lot until this woman took over. This place is very close to another military complex. And I knew the name of that place, but
you're fired.
Now I can't remember it. It escapes me. But they own the building. You know, when the military owned the building, they were using it for. There was a building back behind it that they used for laundry.
Yeah,
and when this woman bought it, she kind of saved the place and kept it from being tore down. So there's a lot of question about what is going on in this place. There's been several TV shows have been there. You know, our paranormal task force from St. Louis have been down there. It has been deemed one of the most haunted places in Missouri.
Well, we didn't mention it though, too. Like it was a POD place, like
POW.
POW, sorry, POD. POW place.
It was down in the basement.
Yeah, and they did a lot of crazy shit. I mean, back then, you know, and like what they say is there's been over 100 deaths in this building, and I mean, where there's death, there's hauntings, you know,
and you can believe that though with the you know, with the VA taking over and doing the TB hospital.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I mean, you know,
and tuberculosis is not fun to die from.
No.
You know, not at all.
I don't know that anything's fun to die from.
I don't know. I could think of a few things that'd be fun to die from.
I don't know. Dying during sex would be nice.
Exactly. You sit on top.
You could come and go at the same time.
Fuck yeah! Shh. He's here all week, folks.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, you know, this place, and also it being made of limestone.
Yeah,
you know,
there's a theory out there that limestone is a good conduit for paranormal activity.
Yeah,
there's something about it that it's, you know, in its composition that it holds on to energy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it too. Like, what energy was that rock already holding?
Yeah, before
it even got quarried out and stuff, you know, and
whatever they do with it.
Yeah, before they chipped it off with fucking hammers and shit. But you know, what kind of energy was it already holding? And then it gets built and made into this building, and you know, you have, like you said, people dying of tuberculosis. You got prisoners of war, and they're getting probably, you know, tortured and talked, and like. There's a lot of stuff going on there that, and even like as an orphanage, you know, and a widowed or
there's a lot of negative energy. Yeah.
You know, and I think older people were there too. So you know, dementia. There's just so much in this one building.
Oh yeah.
And that is going to hold, you know, like we always talked about on this show, you know, it holds places and objects can hold energy, you know. I believe that anyway. And being made out of limestone. It's just all. It's just like a melting pot of possibilities for the paranormal.
Right.
You know.
Well, and that's one of the big things about this place now is it is open year round. They do ghost tours. They do historic tours.
We are most definitely going to be going there.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're going to make a trip down there. In fact, if it weren't for this COVID-19 deal going on right now, we probably would have already went there.
100%. Yeah.
My niece came down right before this COVID-19 thing started. My sister and my niece came down, and it was really weird because I was really sick that week, and I may have already had the COVID.
He's had the COVID.
But they ended up going to Springfield, and the big reason why they wanted to go down there is my niece wanted to go see the Pythian Castle.
Mm-hmm.
And she came back. They stopped back by on their way back through. They live in St. Louis. And she said, oh, it was so awesome. I mean, it was just...
We're definitely going to be going there.
It was just one of the coolest places she'd ever been.
I would, like I said, I just watched Ghost Adventures, did an episode there.
Yeah, that was a really good episode, too.
Yes, it was a very good episode.
And I'm not a big Zach Baggins fan, but that episode was really good.
Yeah,
I have to laugh every time I see Aaron when he makes those funny faces.
Dude!
The one thing in that episode that was really fucking cool, there were a few things, but as they were setting up, they were already starting to see paranormal events take place. And the one thing that really got me was the Whistler.
Yes.
When they had... So they're in there, they're talking to the owner of the building, and while they're talking to her and like the crew's kind of getting stuff set up, they hear somebody in another room whistling. And it was a certain tune that they whistled. Well, what was so cool about that to me is I had just read a story about the Whistler of Pythian Castle. and that was before I watched this Ghost Adventures episode. That was pretty freaking cool, dude.
Fuck yeah! And then
to see that, witness that. Well,
the whole like you said, the whole this story of you reading about it, and then bam, you hear it, you see it live right there, in front of your face. Yeah.
And it wasn't made up. I mean, I know there's a lot of bullshit on TV, but that was a real deal,
Yeah, and there's some, and I can kind of tell whenever it's real shit and it's not bullshit by their reactions. Because you can tell whenever fucking Zach's really fucking freaked out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can't remember. There was one, he was in a basement somewhere, like deep. I think he was actually in a canal or something. And like, it was just him down there. And it was so dark, pitch dark, dude. And something happened.
That was when he was in the caverns at Limp Mansion.
Oh, yeah. And he was like... What the fuck? Like, he freaked the fuck out, dude.
Yeah, and he couldn't figure out how to get out of there.
Yeah, he was freak the fuck out. You can tell whenever something really happens,
And we just did a really good episode on the Limp Mansion.
Yeah, so check that bitch out.
So go back a few episodes and check that out.
But yeah, with that much negativity and, death in a spot, it's going to hold that. And today, you can still get those. Like he said, the whistling man. And
the disembodied voices and stuff. There's a really cool video on YouTube of this Tamara lady. I'm not even going to try and say her last name again. But there's a really cool video on YouTube from the Ozark Haunters. It was a news channel.
Okay.
That went down and interviewed her, and she was telling some stories about stuff, and they asked her, they said, do you ever see anything? And she said, I can't tell you a single day that has went by that I haven't seen something.
Dude, I cannot wait to go check that place out.
From shadows to things moving, strange voices. The list goes on and on. I mean, this place is extremely beautiful. The inside of it, the outside, like I said, looks like a castle. The interior is just absolutely gorgeous, and it's just creepy as fuck.
Yeah, I can't wait to check it out. It's gonna be a great fucking time.
Oh,
man.
Yeah. We're gonna make a bunch of trips. Maybe this summer if they were, they're talking about opening the state up
on
and
the 4th.
allowing people to do some stuff. And I'm going to try and get Ryan and Breezy to go with me and take a few little small trips.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I can't fucking wait, man. I've been itching to fucking do something like that, And that's part of the podcast, that part of one of the reasons why we wanted to do this too is so we could show you guys our experiences and just get it out there and fucking get our own evidence and see it for ourselves. It's it's something that I get a kick out of it, man. It's kind of crazy too. Like, I know we're talking about Pythian Castle, but I'm going to steer off here.
Oh yeah. Well, and there's not a lot to talk about Pythian Castle. As I was doing research on it, there's not a lot of stories out there. It's kind of hearsay from different people.
Well, it's kind of like we said. Just because there's not a lot of things to discuss about it, it's because most shit is personal.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that you're going to want to experience.
Well, and that's what we always talk about is any kind of paranormal event is extremely personal. Yeah.
So, like, you're going to want to see the stories and basically make your own story when you get there, and hear it for yourself and see it for yourself,
Yeah.
But what I was going to talk about is that, like, dude, there's been some weird shit going on in my house.
Well, and what have you been doing?
Exactly. We've been remodeling my house, guys.
Yeah.
And I am not joking at all. I've never felt anything in my place, ever. But as of late, man, like, the thing is that I haven't really seen much, but my kids and my wife have noticed shit. And, like, the other day, I told you about it. I can't remember if I told you about it on here, but anyway, I'll just recap it. Like, they were all in the shower, and my son told my wife, he's like, the dog was freaking out. It was Akasha before she passed away, but she was freaking out, like walking back and forth and running back and forth and like barking and growl. And she's not really that type of dog, she wasn't. And my wife was like, well, maybe something. And then my son was just like, no, there's something here. I can tell. He's like, I just feel something's here. This is coming from my 6-year-old.
Yeah.
And so my wife gets out and she checks around and she walks out into the living room and she looks in the kitchen and my dog Kasha is just sitting there looking up like she's looking at somebody in the middle of the kitchen. So that happened. Been noticing things here and there, small things or whatever. But the other day, my son, they pull up in the driveway, and like I said, right now we're remodeling. So like I have this big picture window in my living room, and we don't have any curtains on it right now, or we didn't. I hung some today, but before we didn't have any, so you can see right through it.
Right.
Well, as you pull up, you can see through my window in my driveway. And my son told my wife, she's like, Mom, someone's standing in the window. And my son likes to A, watch scary stories or movies, and B, he kind of makes stuff up sometimes,
Yeah.
But
he's got a vivid imagination.
Well, my wife's like, okay, there's someone there. He's like, Mom, I seen someone standing in the window, and then they walked off whenever we pulled in there. Right? So my wife's like, okay, whatever. So she called me and told me before he got in the house, she's like, hey, Jack said he seen somebody. I'm like, well, is the door locked? She's like, yeah, the boys are in the car. I'm like, all right, well, if the door's locked, then open the door up and see if you see something. Go in there and check it out. Whatever, Well, like, she said that she walked in there and it smelled like someone just got done putting a fucking cigarette out in the fucking, in an ashtray. Right?
It was me.
Well, check this out. She smells that in there, right?
Yeah.
And this has happened before, and I'm the one that found it before, but I'll tell you what she said, what she found. She said she was walking around sniffing. She smelled cigarettes. She's like, what the fuck? It smells like like someone in my house. No one smokes in my house. You know that.
Yeah.
But anyway, she goes to the sink and there's ashes, cigarette ashes
sink?
sitting on the sink.
What the hell? Who the hell was in your house?
Same thing happened to me one day. I got home from work. Krista and them were gone. The boys and Krista were gone somewhere. I got home. I'm like, what the fuck? Ashes by the sink.
What the hell?
Fuck.
That's weird.
I'm not even playing, dude.
That's fucking weird.
And I got home that night that they had pulled up, and I didn't smell or see nothing or anything, but she said there was ashes there, and she smelled something. I'm like, man, I don't know, man. That's fucking weird, dude.
That is. That's fucking bizarre.
And like, I don't get a bad feeling of anything. I don't, nothing like that. My kids, they fall asleep in their bedroom. They're cool. They're good. So, I'm just waiting to see what else pops off. It's interesting to me with the ashes being there. It's just like, what the fuck is going on there? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because I literally was like,
that's wild. Well, and a lot of that, like you said, you're remodeling right now. And a lot of times when you remodel a home, you kind of stir up some energy.
Mm-hmm. Well, whatever. I don't know. It's just weird, man.
Yeah, that is bizarre.
Like I said, it doesn't really affect me. It doesn't bother me or anything because but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's weird, man. Like I've told you before, like I've heard, I heard that woman's voice. Like Krista heard the same fucking thing, dude. And she was like, I wasn't going to say that to you, but I heard that too. She's like, what the fuck was that? And then we just like laid there for a minute and then bam, it happened again. It was crazy.
My mistress.
Yeah. Don't look in the closet.
Oh shit.
That's funny. Did you see that fucking prank that that dude played on his wife with the fucking speaker?
No.
The Alexa speaker. He fucking put a speaker underneath the sink in the bathroom and shut the fucking
the
sink,
cabinet.
The cabinet, right? His wife's in the fucking shower. He put the camera in there. His wife gets in the shower, and all of a sudden it says, what did it say? It said, I want to play a game. But it's like a little kid's voice. Oh. And she's like, you see her head come out of the curtain. She's like looking around. And then she just shuts it slow and then goes back, take a shower. And he's like, I want to play hide and seek. Lights go out. She's like,
oh my God. My wife would fucking kill me.
Dude, she screams like I've never heard somebody fucking scream live. She's like, I want to play hide and seek.
It's funny you talk about Alexa, and it's fucking crazy the shit you can fucking do with an Alexa. My wife ended up getting an Echo Dot, and we played around with it at the house. Well, I talked my wife into letting me take it to work one time, and I took it to work and I plugged it in on my desk, and we would kind of play around with it, ask it stupid questions or whatever. And so one Saturday morning I walk into work and I was like, hey Alexa, good morning. And Alexa was like, good morning. Today and blah, 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 blah. I don't even remember when was the first instance of vampire hunting and blah. And I was like, what the fuck? It was kind of bizarre. Yeah, Alexa comes up with some weird shit sometimes.
That was pretty cool. I was like, that is fucking hilarious. Dude.
Yeah, what's cool is I can control, well, I don't have my phone, but I can control Alexa with my phone.
So can China.
So, yeah, no shit. Like, I left this thing on my desk, and I would wait till, like, I wasn't at work, and I'd get in my phone, and I'd start typing in shit, and fucking Alexa would start talking to my guys at work.
Get to work, bitches.
Yeah, well, and then they started fucking with me with it, so.
Yeah, dude, it's, but I thought that was pretty
cool. Fuck?
Fuck telling you, man. I'm waiting for a fucking car to come off the hill here and fucking through the fucking building.
Yeah. Good thing I got insurance.
Hell yeah. No, man. But yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is cool, man.
As long as my kids aren't scared, I asked my wife, are you worried about it? Does it bother you at all or whatever? And she said this. I mean, she doesn't feel nothing really about it. I don't really feel anything at my house, like as far as that goes. But who knows, man? I don't know. The way everything's going, it's just crazy. I didn't even think about that I was remodeling or anything like till just literally like the other day, and I was like, well, fuck, we're remodeling the house and shit.
No shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me that the feeling of the unknown, but it's like. there's something more out there. You know,
it's funny because we are so comfortable talking about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I would never want anything to happen to my children or my wife. I would never want to bring anything home to them, but I'm very strong-willed about my house is my home.
Yeah.
And
and you should be.
I have a very strong willpower. I'm not trying to talk myself up. It's just I have always been that way, and I don't let it affect me in them ways. So they feed off the way I feel about it is that something that was going to hurt you or going to try to do feed off of fear.
Yeah.
You know, there's good and evil out there. And that evil.
How uncomfortable that word must feel on your lips. Evil, good. There's no good, Monroe. There is no evil. There is only flesh.
Flesh. Hellraiser, folks, if you didn't know where I was from.
That's probably my favorite line from any movie.
Yeah. I got a few.
That and what, you don't fucking like clowns?
Don't you like clowns? Aren't we fucking funny?
Oh, the lovely Sid Haig.
R.I.P., buddy.
Yeah. So, speaking of that, have you seen any cool movies lately?
I've been watching a lot of things, man. What did I watch the other day? Oh, I told you I watched Terrifier.
Great movie.
That was good. That was a fun watch.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was dark. You know, like you said, it was one of those B movies, but it was like still, it
was like a B+ movie.
Yeah, B+. I'll give it or A-. Yeah. But you know, no, the clown,
Art the Clown,
he kept you interested.
Oh yeah,
I guess you would say
that, and the two smoking hot chicks really kept you.
yeah. But no,
except for that chick with the split personality.
Boom! He's here all weeks, folks. No, but it was good. I've been watching a lot of older shit, man. I've been trying to go through the archives and just watch some things that I haven't seen in a while or I haven't seen at all. You know, stuff like Maniac Cop and shit like that. What was the other one I just watched the other day? Fag. I can't remember what the fag it was. Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but there was another one I watched the other day. It was kind of weird.
Well, last night was the premiere of season number 2 of The Last Drive Home with Joe Bob Briggs. Last night, for your viewing pleasure, the first movie was Chopping Mall, which is, I don't know that I've ever sat through that whole movie until last night. That movie is actually better than I thought it was. Yeah. I've tried to watch it before, but haven't really made it through the whole movie. And then movie number 2, he did have a guest for Chopping Mall. It was Kelly Minhow. I don't remember her last name, but she was one of the stars of the movie. And then for movie number 2, which totally blew my fucking mind, I've never fucking watched this movie in my life, was this movie called Bloodsucking Freaks. Bloodsucking Freaks, the reason why he did this movie last night is it is Chris Jericho's favorite movie. If you don't know who Chris Jericho is, you're living underneath a rock.
Fozzy!
Chris Jericho is a wrestler. He's also has one of the number 1 podcasts out there, Talk Jericho or Jericho Talk or something like that. And then he's also the lead singer of the band Fozzy. This guy is extremely busy.
He's a really cool guy, actually, a really good guy.
He is really cool. But you know what? I didn't know until last night. He is an absolute horror freak.
That makes me like him even more. I didn't know that.
Chris Jericho is a very busy guy. He is in AEW. He's also a wrestler for New Japan. And then he also tours with Fozzy. Mm-hmm. So this guy is on an airplane just about every day. And he does one of the number 1 podcasts in the country right now. So anyway, Chris Jericho was there. He was there with Joe Bob Briggs, and they did this movie called Bloodsucking Freaks. And I was kind of blown away. This movie was just came out in 76 and was very gory. And there was a lot of nudity.
Yes.
Like, there were a lot of women in this movie, and every woman in this movie was naked.
Fuck, I'm watching this tonight.
So it was like full frontal nudity constantly through the movie. By the time you get to the end of the movie, it's not even that big of a deal to you anymore. There's that much full frontal nudity.
Sweet.
But this movie was very gory to the point of basically it was about this guy that ran a theater show, and in his theater show he would torture these women, and everybody thought it was a
Gimmick,
fake or a game or like special effects or whatever. But no, he was literally cutting women's hands off, plucking their eyes out.
Dude, I'm about to
one
watch
woman.
this.
Oh, dude, there was one woman. They put her head in a guillotine, and they took the rope, and they ran the rope and made her hold the rope with her teeth. And then they went around the backside of it, and they pulled her pants down, and they spanked her naked ass with one of those cane sticks, that fillets the flesh, and they beat her until she screamed and let go of the fucking thing, and it lopped her head off. And then after it lopped her head off, there was this little, he was a little person.
Midget.
Anyway, he after it lopped her head off, he picks her head up out of the basket, and well, he gives himself a blowjob with this severed head.
Fuck?
That is the only movie that you will ever see where you were given head by a severed head.
Fuck.
Dude, it was fucking brutal. Brutal.
That's crazy.
I had never even heard of that movie. And it was funny because Jericho was talking about the reason why he likes that movie so much. He grew up in Winnipeg, Canada. Mm-hmm. He said a lot of times it was really cold, and so he said, I had a lot of buddies of mine, and what we would do, our big thing was we would go to the video store, and each guy would pick out a movie. And, you would try and pick out the craziest thing you could find. And then what you would have to do, so you've got these 4 or 5 guys standing in a video store with a movie in their hand, and then they've got to talk. They got to talk up the movie to talk everybody else into watching the movie that they picked out.
Huh.
Well, he picked out Bloodsucking Freaks, and he ended up winning the delivery there. And they went home and watched this movie, and he absolutely loves this movie.
Crazy.
Loves this movie. Like I said, it was from 1976. It's very B grade, but man, it was worth a watch. It was. I'm
gonna get a little nostalgic on you, I guess. I did watch something last night. I put a little video of it. Remember my little Joker video I put up last night?
They're coming for you, Barbara.
They're coming for you, Barbara. No, man, I tell you what, I watched Night of the Living Dead. What was that? The
original?
No, the 19.
The remake.
The remake. The first color remake.
I think.
Yeah, 1990.
Yeah.
That movie sounds weird, man, but I know if you guys, if you listen to this podcast, you know that Phantasm is probably one of my all-time favorite movies ever, period. But Night of the Living Dead, the 1990 remake, that movie is really important to me.
Okay.
Because, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I really miss the days of being able to just, you go to school, you're hanging out with your buddies and stuff all day, and then the weekend comes, or you go home and you're like, all right, what am I going to watch?
Yeah.
Halloween time, October, the whole month, you're like, oh man, it's horror movie month.
Yeah.
But you still had that imagination. You still had that carefree feeling. The wonder was still there, and I still have that wonder in my head. I'm still a kid at heart, really, but I really miss that feeling of just not having the responsibility. And don't get me wrong, guys, I'm so happy I am where I am, and I'm with me and my wife been together almost 20 years now, and I'm only 4 years old, guys.
Jesus Christ.
So,
been together over half his life.
Yes, almost 20 years. It'll be 20 years in May. But
Tense.
I miss that feeling of just the carefreeness and the just worrying about nothing but that. And I have a buddy of mine, and he's in, he's not here right now. He's still alive, but he's not here right now. He's incarcerated. But we were super, super close. And that's my buddy I was telling you about that. We would sit in his room for fucking all summer long, 3 months playing Resident Evil and watching movies. And this movie, me and him used to watch all the time, man. And we were huge zombies. We were ready for the zombie apocalypse, man. Yeah. Being a kid, you're 12, 13 years old, and you're just fucking ready for, man, if the zombies come, we gotta get ready for this. We'd go out at nighttime and we'd sneak around the whole town and run around. And, this movie, Night of the Living Dead, really fucking is super nostalgic for me, man. It brings me back, and it brings back a lot of memories. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately because, life is short.
Yeah.
And you you don't ever know when you're going to go. And,
we're definitely thinking about how short it is now.
Yeah. And I'm just man, I love that feeling. And certain movies, certain music just brings you back to that. And, Night of the Living Dead, for me, the remake in 1990 is so important to me.
Yeah.
That movie shoots me back. And Dawn of the Dead came out around the same time, I think, in the 90s. The colored version.
The new one?
The
remake?
The original one.
The original?
I'm pretty sure the original came out in the 1980 something, I think.
I think that was early 80s, but I'm not sure, though.
But that one, too, when they're in the mall, it's just...
no, that movie was 70s. That
was
late 70s, yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, because that was groundbreaking. There were a lot of... It got banned in a lot of different places. And
it just, and that's one reason why I love to do this podcast, and a reason why I like to, talk to you guys and hear your stories, because I think that we only live once, but living in that nostalgia.
Yeah, 1978.
Wow. Man, it's crazy. But being in the moment and living in the... I say not to live in the past, and I don't live in the past, but I love that feeling of the past, and I really miss it. I miss the feeling of the unknown. I kind of talked about this before. You miss that feeling of wondering if this is real or what's going to happen or what's out there, what's not out there. I don't ever want to lose that.
And it's funny for me. I lost a lot of that in the 90s. It was really weird, late 80s, early 90s. A lot of times we would throw in these classic horror movies and stuff. And then, we'd all be hanging out, and we'd be listening to, frickin', thrash metal albums or, death metal albums or whatever while we were watching the movie, And then, we'd all be hanging out, drinking, smoking weed, snorting cocaine off hookers' asses.
Yeah.
That's just what we did back then,
Yeah, I remember. I remember
that's
7th
just
grade.
A joke.
I remember 7th grade.
There was no cocaine.
Straight fecal matter.
No, there was a lot of cocaine.
Straight fecal matter.
Did a lot of acid back then too. But anyway, I'm clean and sober now, except for my alcohol addiction.
And my porn addiction.
Yeah.
Did you see what? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Nugget.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But that's just what we did, man. That's we were a bunch of metalheads. We just kind of hung out, and we'd throw a freaking horror flick in the VCR.
Yeah, hey man, I got a VCR at the house. I love that shit.
And that's just how we lived our life, man.
Yeah,
and then in the mid-90s, I joined my first real band, where we were actually playing all over St. Louis and then toured and,
Yeah,
I lost a lot of that stuff. So you talk about a lot of the 90s movies and TV shows and stuff like that. I never saw any of that shit because I was too damn busy. I was on the road all the time.
Yeah, man. And it's just cool. And I was thinking about it today too, because like my two, my sons and then their cousins came over, and like today to play and shit, to hang out and play, and they're running around with their guns and they're talking about they're like, I can hear my son talking because I'm working around the house remodeling shit. Someone's hanging some curtain stuff and doing this other shit, and I hear them and they're like, "Don't go in that door. That door's the door to this." Talking about like the monsters, and like they're running around and like there's monsters there. Oh, we gotta get out of here. And
Katrina McCall.
They're running around talking about monsters here and ghosts there, and there's zombies coming or doing all this cool shit, man. And just like I'm like, that's all. I don't ever want to lose that. Yeah. I don't want them to lose that. And even my 3-year-old's like that now too.
Well, and it's cool because you can still, like what you said earlier, you can still have those moments because of these great movies that are still out there and still available to watch, and you can share these moments with your kids, and it kind of helps you to relive your childhood.
Yeah, man. I just don't ever want to lose that nostalgia. I don't want to lose that wonderment. I don't want to lose that that feeling of, just... I really miss, the only thing I do know that I miss is the unknown, man. I miss, like, just learning things.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't like about the fucking internet, man, is that it took away all the wonder.
Now we know everything. We're a bunch of fucking smarty pants.
And most of it's shit we don't even want to fucking know, or it's all bullshit anyway. Yeah. But, it's like there's no wonderment anymore. Like, there's no going to a bookstore to check some shit out.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no going to a fucking... That's a lot of things like...
Going to the library.
Going to the library and just looking up book, like we gotta find a book on this. Library. There's no. It's going to a movie theater is probably gonna go away.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that, man.
And then like going.
Hollywood's in a bad way right now, dude.
Another which I'm so conflicted because I fucking hate Hollywood. I hate all the fucking people in Hollywood. I hate all the.
Dude, some of the shows my wife and I love to watch are already suffering from it and feeling the repercussions from it.
Yeah.
One of the big shows that we like to watch is this new show called Nancy Drew.
Mm-hmm.
We all know who Nancy Drew is, from the book series with the Hardy Boys and stuff. Well, they've got a really cool TV show now. Well, they were supposed to do 22 episodes this year.
Yeah.
They ended the season at 18 because they can't film anymore.
And Stranger Things is... Yeah. But my thing is just, like... I know it sucks, but like I hate I hate most people in Hollywood. They're all pedophiles, most of them.
Yeah,
I hate it. I'm so conflicted, man. I'm so fucking conflicted because it's just. But I'm not gonna get on that, guys. I'm not gonna get on that. But what I was talking about was like I do miss the wonderment. There's no going. What really sucks too? It's like going to movies, going to the movie store to pick out movies. Like
it's almost a thing of the past, dude.
Like there's a store that,
especially now, you have so much shit on demand and just
when I was young,
tip away,
When I was young, I went to I lived in Winfield, which is just outside of Troy. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Rolla and Doolittle, kind of thing. And they had a little small fucking shop called the Couch Potato, and it was a movie store,
yeah.
And it was there for a long. It's gone now, I think, but it was up there for a long time. I remember I got to see it when I was a little older, just being like, man. And I remember there was a place up the road, just up the road from my house, literally. Like when I say up the road, I'm like 8 houses up from me.
Yeah.
And there was a little trailer, and this dude, I think he just owned a bunch of movies, and he would rent them out to people.
Nice.
He had like thousands of movies that he owned himself, and he would rent them out, and that's how he made money.
Oh, nice.
And it was right there by. We used to walk up there all the time and get movies and walk back to that. Yeah. And I just don't ever want to lose that.
We had one of those cool video stores in St. Louis. It was called Hill Street Video, and it was there at the corner of Delore and Hampton. And man, I love that place, dude. And the owner, I was in there so much. The owner knew who I was. Mm-hmm. So like every time I'd walk in the door, he'd be like, "Oh, hey, Gerald, man, I got this, I got that. This just came in. I was kind of holding on to it for you." I was like, "Fuck, dude." It was one of those relationships.
Fuck, man. Yeah, man.
It was just cool, dude.
So yeah, guys,
Hell yeah.
That's why we have this horror fam. That way we can all relive this stuff
For sure,
and kind of
man. For sure.
keep that amazement and wonderment and all that stuff, imagination alive, guys. So keep on showing us your support, man.
Keep it on.
We love you guys. Our horror fam's awesome.
Yeah.
Facebook page is blowing up. We're getting ready to shoot a live show here pretty soon. We're going to get ready for that. But we're just glad we're here to put out this for you guys. And don't forget that we'll always be here. We're going to, unless it's something we absolutely cannot, like fucking one of us passes away or, you know, just the world ends. Other than that,
as long as it's not me, we'll still be doing it.
Yeah, because if it because I don't know how to run this shit. No.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I have to come back from the dead to teach Ryan how to do it.
Damn it, Ryan, I got better things to do with my afterlife than fucking teach you how to do this shit. Anyways, guys, we love you. Thank you for support, man. Don't forget to check out the merch. And get a hold of us if you guys want to talk about something.
Yeah, reach out, man. We really we love talking to people, and that's why we do these live shows that we're getting ready to do. We just want other people's input.
So yeah, guys, keep on keeping on, and always, until next time, keep it creepy.